Welcome to the Bluestone Villa. I'm Louisa. If this is your first time here, then this is quite a new YouTube account and we are documenting our renovation journey. We've already kind of done a lot of the ground floor, although there's still bits and pieces to do down here. But we do obviously want to document the rest of the house. We've got another 2 floors to go. So this is our first renovation diary video. Basically, it would be absolutely ages before I shared anything again if I just did before and afters. So I'm going to pepper this account with some more kind of ongoing renovation journals, basically. So we have started work on our master bedroom. Woo! This is year 2 of living in our house, and we have now moved up to the 2nd floor, which is exciting in itself. We've not been living in our master bedroom. We've been living on the top floor in kind of what will be a spare bedroom eventually. So yeah, we're really excited to start the work. And yeah, if you enjoy this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more. And if you'd like to see what else we've done to the house so far and kind of follow us on a more regular basis, then please hop on over to Instagram and follow us at the Bluestone Villa.
So I'm going to give you just a quick, it's not really a true before tour of this room, but it still looks like a trash heap, so hey. Basically, James actually started working on this room and he's definitely done more than I'd anticipated. And yeah, I didn't get any footage of it before, unfortunately. Bit of a shame, but I should have some, oh, sorry about that. Should have some before pictures that I can insert, so I'll make sure I insert a couple of those. So this is actually on our 1st floor, so the middle floor of our house. So it also has a bay window just like downstairs in the living room, and we also have another window over here, which is a bit of a bone of contention. And we had in this corner here, where you can see the missing picture out, we had an electric shower there. So James ripped that out actually, and the estate agent had the cheek to say that it was an ensuite. I didn't actually notice that, by the way. I didn't read the details and think, oh, there's an ensuite. I noticed that in the details after we'd moved in. And it made me laugh a lot. But yeah, so there's an electric shower in here. And actually one of our neighbours rented this house for a year before they bought their house down the road. And they said, that shower, weird. And we thought it was weird because you literally just stepped out of the shower onto carpet. So like what, you'd be in bed and like somebody else would be in the shower. Odd. They said they never used it the whole year. So do we believe them? Anyway, so James ripped that out last year. So I suppose you could say that this room has been in a state of being done for over a year now. So he has fixed the picture rail up here. So obviously, the picture rail was moved to kind of go around the shower. So he's had to fix it. And we think a bit of it's a bit new and we think a bit of it is original. And some of the original was broken. So he's used kind of like filler and stuff to mold it back. Sorry, it's not focusing very well. Yeah, he's used filler to fill it out and try and kind of level it up okay. In fact, this bit might be new altogether. We might have bought some new stuff because classic Victorian house reno over here. So we never come in this room, obviously. It's just been storage. We've just, not even storage, dumping ground. Let's call it what it is. Because obviously we weren't going to move in here when we moved in because of the electric shower issue. And we noticed when James was doing that other picture rail stuff that the picture rail that sat within here was different. And I'm not talking like, oh, it's a little bit like it's not quite the same size. I'm talking wasn't the same style, design, totally different. So we think maybe when somebody did these windows, maybe it got damaged or something, or yeah, we don't know. So we have bought quite a bit of picture rail from different places trying to find the best one. You can't get it exactly to the right size. So yeah, we've done what we can. And again, James and his little handiwork over here, this corner. So if I take you round so you can see what the other side is like. So the other side, it kind of comes out. So he actually had to use filler and stuff to kind of build that out on this side. You can't see it as much because this room is so white. So he's done that. He's also painted most of this room, not the picture rail, that's just kind of been sanded. But we were in such debate about what colour we want to do this room.
Yeah, we were in such debate, we just didn't know what to do. I was trying to come up with like all like fancy schmancy ideas and I just wasn't really too sure. So I decided, really, I just wanted to paint it white. And I think we're going to use colour in other elements of like furniture that we put in the room. I was actually really inspired by an account called House of Beulah, which is a local Tunbridge Wells Instagram account. She's also an interior designer, and her bedroom at her home, there's a shot on her Instagram account, I will insert it, that I absolutely loved. And I was kind of quite inspired by that because I'd already decided that I wanted to use paneling, much to James's distress. So yeah, so that's kind of the inspo that we're going for, but it's taken me ages to decide that, and James had already started work on this room before I even knew really what I wanted to do with this in terms of look, apart from the paneling situation. Over behind me is where the original fireplace would have been. I would really love to open that up, but it's not possible because we've got this bay window over here, and then we have this window on this wall here, and then we have this door over here. So actually the only place you can feasibly put a double bed is against where the fireplace was. So James will not put a bed against a window, which I know what he means. I personally am not a fan of that either, but I was willing to maybe see if we could make it work for the fireplace situation, but James was not. So compromises, we're not. Compromises is that maybe when we do the side extension and stuff, maybe we can reconfigure a few things at that point and open it up. So for now, we're not. So yeah, that's where we're at. All of the carpet's still down at the moment. We have this kind of crappy old, it's probably not actually old, but it's just not a particularly nice radiator. So we're going to take this out. We've got cast iron radiators that we put downstairs, but I don't think we're going to put cast iron up here. James is actually up for it, despite, you know, him having to be the one that kind of lugs them up and plumbs them in like he did downstairs. But I'm kind of happy with the kind of column style radiator, so still that it looks like that kind of cast iron style, but it's not. So yeah, we've been looking at some of those online, so we haven't ordered one yet, but that's what we're going to go for. So we're going to keep the radiator here, but we're just going to take this one out. And we might try our hand at putting kind of the IKEA, I forget what they're called, wardrobes in. James is not a massive IKEA fan, but I might have sold him on the fact that it's quite reasonably priced and we could make them look potentially a bit like their fitted wardrobes. Cannot think what they're called, but a lot of people use them on their kind of reno projects and stuff. So yeah. This is kind of what the colour is going to be. It is just brilliant white, Dulux, I think, trade paint. We are going to put a, where are we going here? No, I can't do that, but we're going to put a ceiling rose up here. This is the only room upstairs that will have a ceiling rose, partly because we think it's just like the only one that really needs it. The top floor, you can't do that on anyway. And secondly, that's kind of in keeping with the property probably as well, because Victorians usually only had like the really nice detail in rooms that other people were going to see. So obviously the Victorians did not account for Instagram. So that, you know, you see every room. But yeah, so that's where we're at. So it's not a true before, but as I said, I'll try and insert some, before pictures. But I would like to think it's in a big enough mess that by the time this is finished, you'll get a true idea of the transformation.
So we cut around the carpet edges just so that we can pull up some of this, and lo and behold, there's a hole in our floor. Dear Lila. So we're probably going to have to replace this board. We're not surprised because the rendering on the front of our house is particularly bad, and we're pretty sure it's letting some water in at the moment, so that's something we're getting quoted for at the moment.
So it's early Saturday evening now. James and I did a little bit of work in our master bedroom. So we didn't do tons, and actually looking at it, you wouldn't know that we've done a lot. We finished up a couple of hours ago, but I did just want to show you one thing. So we have these awful, ugly UPVC windows. When I say they're ugly, that's a bit of a disservice. They're sash windows, so they're the style that would have been in the property, but they're just not the nicest of UPVC windows. And honestly, we would probably prefer different ones, but they're double glazed, they've been fitted, it's hugely expensive to change them, and just not at all a priority. So, one day we might change them. We have discussed that. Probably a long time down the line, maybe when we've done all of the other work on the house. But yeah, just not a priority. So we're not that fussed about doing anything with them. So we leave them as they are. But there is one bugbear, which is that they're like a mix of white and magnolia. It's the magnolia that's not very nice. So like the windowsills and some of the edging is in magnolia, but the rest of it's white. We've not done anything to the ones downstairs in the rooms that we've already kind of tackled, and we have talked about doing something with them. So I've seen a lot of people on Instagram, etc., kind of painting their UPVC windows, which sounds ridiculous, but they look fab. The only difference is that they've painted them in black to kind of give that kind of black crittle style window, and that's just not something that we're going to be doing in this house. I love that effect, by the way, but it just wouldn't look right with these windows in this house, so that's why we're not doing it. And they've all used like Rust-Oleum paint, which I've used before, and I love Rust-Oleum as well. But yeah, so that wouldn't look right. And I thought about using kind of white Rust-Oleum, but I just wasn't sure whether it's just going to look ridiculous. And I did actually ask Man with a Hammer on Instagram. If you don't follow him, you must go and follow him, because he's got an amazing house and he just does so much work to it. He's brilliant. Because he's done this before, whether he thought if I did it in white work, and he was like, no. So anyway, I went to Wickes the other day for unrelated stuff, but still for this room, and I was looking at spray paints for another little project I'm hopefully going to do with you if it works out okay. And yeah, James and I were like, well, why don't we just try this stuff? So we kind of have tested that out today, and we think it might be a go. So I'm going to show you.
So forgive me, it's a little bit dark in here because we actually put these blinds down to help us with not getting stuff. But I don't know if you can see. So this one over here is obviously the bit that we've painted. And when I say painted, use this spray paint. And this is what it looks like without. So as you can see, it's like a creamy, yellowy magnolia. And now that's kind of like a white. But you'll be able to see here also. So this edging here is white. It's obviously got some paint over it from before us. So, so we need to sort that out. But you can see that's white, but then their middle bits are like yellowy. And this is also why we don't like them, because it's like UPVC in the middle. Like, why is that not the wall? Anyway, I'll try and get up a bit closer, so maybe you'll be able to see a bit better, like the window sills. It doesn't really look it doesn't look too bad in this light. It looks like it's not, it looks like it's not too bad, but it is really kind of yellowy. It's not really picking up the colour here. It's like this colour here, but like all on here and also there. Anyway, so that is set up close. That's what it looks like normally. Sorry, lighting's not great. I might have to come and show another time. And then this is what we've done. It's a bit patchy, I'm not going to lie. Oh, and it's peeling. Or bubbling. Okay, maybe it's not a goer. Oh, jeez. Well, that's disappointing. I don't know, I wonder whether that's because there was a few, we probably sprayed a bit too much on. And so a little bit of it dribbled is not the right word, but you know what I'm trying to say. So I wonder whether that's why, because the rest kind of looks okay. Oh, for goodness sakes. I don't want to be somebody that blames, but that was James, because he kept on telling me to layer more and more on. And I was thinking, probably meant to do it in stages, but it does look a lot better. And I do think a spray paint is the right finish, because I can just imagine if you were like painting it on, would it look like you'd painted it on? Do you know what I mean? So this is what we used. So it's called Plasticoat, and it's in like a chalk vintage white, and it's an ultra matte finish, which is what I wanted, because I don't really want gloss. It absolutely stinks, but it's touch dry in 30 minutes. And cracks in about 3 hours. Might have to give this the benefit of the doubt a little bit. I might give it another go. I might try and scrape that off, but okay, well, there we go. I was going to show you this as like aren't we clever, but maybe we're not as clever as we thought we were.
So that's it for where we've got so far and the end of our video. As I said, if you enjoyed this, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel to follow our renovation journeys, and follow us over at Instagram at the Bluestone Villa. See you next time.